Hi friends, here is a beautiful problem. We are given this function. This is a fraction of two quadratic equations x square minus 6x plus 5, x square minus 5x plus 6. Now we have to find out what is the range of this function, when how this function behaves or how this fraction behaves, when is it positive, when is it negative, when is it greater than 1, when is it less than 1. Okay, now, first, to understand this function, let us try to break the numerator and denominator, and let us factorize these two and see how the function behaves. For example, what is x square minus 6x plus 5? That is x square minus 5x minus x plus 5. Right? That is nothing but x into x minus 5 minus 1 into x minus 5, which is nothing but x minus 1 into x minus 5. Okay, this is the numerator. Similarly, denominator is what? X minus 2 into x minus 3. This is the denominator. We can break this easily, right? X square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. So x minus 2 into x minus 3. Sum of the roots 2 plus 3 is minus 5 minus 2 minus b by a 2 plus 3 is. Similarly, 1 plus 5 is 6. That is, sum of the roots is minus 6 minus b by a. Right? So now, what is this equation now? X minus 1 into x minus 5 into x minus 2 into x minus 3. Okay. First, simply to decide whether this, when is this positive, when is this negative, let us use the familiar sign notation. We have four numbers here: 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, and we have four numbers: x minus 1, x minus 5, x minus 2, x minus 3, x minus 1. This is positive here, here, negative here. X minus 5 is positive here, negative here. Okay. This is x minus 5. This is x minus 1. X minus 2. We don't need to do this much calculation. We can directly write also. Just for understanding case, I am writing it clearly. Otherwise, we can directly say the overall it is positive here, negative here, positive here, negative here, positive here. Okay. We have four different numbers. We can directly say whenever x is greater than 5, it is greater than all of the remaining ones, so definitely it is positive. Then next one would be negative, next one would be positive, like this. Or otherwise also in detail we can say like this: x minus 2 is positive here when x is greater than 2. Remaining cases it will be negative. And x minus 3 is positive in when x is greater than 2. Then negative. Then the overall product of four negatives, or product or division of four negatives, it is positive. Then three negatives, it is negative. Two negatives, two positive, that's a positive. Then negative, then positive. So the overall thing is this. Okay, we know this function. It is positive when x is less than 1. It is negative between 1 and 2. It is positive between again 2 and 3. Negative between 3 and 5. And greater than 5, it is positive. Very fine. Okay, this part, let's keep like this. Okay, now let us understand one more thing. These two are quadratic equations. Okay, these two are quadratic equations. So the first one, what is the vertex? Vertex is minus b by 2a and c minus b square by 4a. We know this is the formula, right? Vertex of a parabola. What is minus b by 2a? That is 6 by minus 6 by 2, which is 3, right? And c minus b square by 4a. What is c? 5 minus b square. B square is 36 by 4. Right. This is nothing but 9. 5 minus 9 is minus 4. So 3 comma minus 4 is a vertex. Okay. So if we have to draw this parabola, then 3 and minus 4. And what is the y-intercept? When x is 0, it is 5. So let's say this point is 5. Then this graph is something like this. If this point is 5. Or if this point is 5, the graph is something like this, right? This is 3 minus 4. This lowest point is 3 minus 4, and this vertex is 5. Okay, sorry, this intercept of y-axis is 5. Okay, so this is 3 minus 4. Okay, now similarly, if you have to do for the other one minus b by 2a, that is minus 5 by 2, which is 2.5, that is 2.5, and c minus b square by 4a, that is 6 minus b square, that is 25 by 4, which is nothing but 20 minus 1 by 4. Okay, 4 6 24 minus 25 minus 1 minus 1 by 4. So this is minus 1 by 4 minus 0.25, 2.5 and minus 0.25. That is the vertex. So somewhere here is the vertex, and the graph is something like this. What is the y coordinate? Y intercept is 6. Okay, so basically we have two graphs. Okay, one x-intercept is 5, another x-intercept one x-intercept is 5, another y-intercept is 6, and the vertex of this is 3 minus 4. Clearly 3 minus 4, this vertex is lower, this is lower than this vertex. Okay, so I'll show you the graph also. For example, the graph will look like this. This is 5, this one, the green one, this is the green one, this is the numerator. Okay, and the denominator, this is x minus 2 into x minus 3, x minus 2 into x minus 3, that is this point, x minus 2, x minus 3, and here it is what, x minus 1 into x minus 5. This is x minus 1 into x minus 5. Okay, it is touching 1, the green one, the numerator, and it is touching y-axis at 5, this point. Okay, this one and this one is touching y-axis at 6. Okay, y-axis at 6 somewhere here. Okay, so now we can clearly see the green graph. Green graph is lower than the red graph. The numerator is lower than denominator. Okay, the numerator is lower than denominator. Okay, but x square minus 5x. So is it always lower? That is another question. X square minus 5x, 6x plus 5 is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. Okay, if we cancel this, what does that mean? Minus x equal to 1, x equal to minus 1. When x equal to minus 1, these two graphs are crossing each other. Okay, when x equal to minus 1. Okay, when x is less than minus 1, x is less than minus 1, this green graph will overtake. That means numerator will be greater than denominator. Okay, that means n by d is greater than 1 when x is less than minus 1. See, these two graphs, they are crossing each other at minus 1 when x equal to minus 1. And clearly we can see when uh, x equal to 0, the numerator is lesser than denominator. Basically, when x is greater than minus 1, numerator by denominator is less than 1 as long as numerator and denominator are positive. Okay, so we briefly understood something about these two graphs. What is that we have understood? This graph is positive. I mean, the ratio is positive between 2, 3, beyond 5, and less than 1. Okay, and these two graphs, they cross each other at x equal to minus 1. Okay, that means uh, numerator is lesser than the green graph. Green graph is always lower than the red graph after after x equal to minus 1. Okay, before x equal to minus 1, that means to the left of minus 1, green would be higher than the red one. Okay, green is higher than red one, otherwise they will not cross, right? Green is higher than red one when x is less than minus 1. Green is lower than the red one when x is greater than minus 1. That's why these two are equaling when x equal to minus 1. Okay, that is one part that we have understood. And this function, the ratio, when it is positive, when it is negative. So below minus 1 it is positive, 2 and 3 it is positive, greater than 5 it is positive. Okay, now let us understand the question. What is it that we are given? Minus 1 less than x less than 1. Okay, then f of x. Firstly, is it positive? First question, minus 1 less than x less than 1. So firstly, it is positive, right? F of x is definitely positive. Then another question. So here we have to see f of x is positive, f of x is greater than 0, but whether is it less than 1 or not is the question. Okay. Is it less than 1 or not is the question, as long as x is less than 1. Okay. Now we can see when x is less than 1, x is less than 1, both graphs are positive. Okay. This one point where green is touching x-axis, x is less than 1, the green one, that is numerator is also positive, and the denominator, that is red one. Numerator and denominator both are positive numbers, and numerator by denominator is, and numerator is, both are positive. Numerator is positive, denominator is positive, and x and numerator is lesser than denominator. Right, the green one is lower than the red one. You can clearly see this. And numerator is lower than denominator, and both are positive. What does that mean? This fraction should be less than 1. Right. Numerator is lesser than denominator, so the fraction should be less than 1 because both are positive. You cannot, if both are negative, we cannot say this. Say, for example, minus 1 or minus 4 by minus 1. Numerator is lesser than denominator, but both are negative. We cannot say the fraction is less than 1, right? Here in this case, the numerator is somewhere like 1 and denominator is somewhere like 4. And between minus 1 to 1, numerator is always less than denominator and both are positive numbers. That's why we can say this range is valid. Okay, firstly, minus 1 to 1, minus 1 to 1, it is always positive, less than 1 is positive. At the same time, the fraction is less than 1. Okay, so this is satisfying, the condition A is satisfying P. The column 1 is satisfying P. Now 1 less than x less than 2. Between 1 and 2, between 1 and 2, this fraction itself is negative. Okay, fraction is negative and fraction is negative. So this is the correct answer. And this is positive, this is not correct. And here it is not clearly mentioned whether it is, this is also not correct because f of x cannot be positive, f of x is negative. Between 1 and 2 it is negative, so Q is the correct answer. So A maps to B maps to Q. Now 3 and 5, between 3 and 5, between 3 and 5. Between 3 and 5 it is again negative. Okay, you can clearly see this. So for C also, the correct option is Q. So C also maps to Q. Now x greater than 5. X greater than 5. Firstly, x greater than 5, it is positive. Okay. Now, when it is positive, what about the fraction? Is it less than 1? Is it less than 1? Or it can be more. That is what you have to take care. Okay. F greater than 5, again, like in the last case, both numerator and denominator are positive. Okay. S, x greater than 5. Numerator is positive, denominator is positive, and numerator is always lesser than denominator. Numerator greater than 0, denominator greater than 0, and numerator is lesser than denominator. That means numerator by denominator should be less than 1 and should be less than greater than 0. Right, both are positive. That's why the fractions is always positive and numerator is lesser than denominator. So that's why it should lie between 0 and 1. Same logic that we use between minus 1 and 1. So between greater than 5 also, it is the same logic. Okay, so D also maps to P. D also maps to P. Right, guys? A nice problem. It's a simple problem. We can again see minus 1 to x. Minus 1 to x. Here, I have drawn the graph like this, but we can manually draw it also. It is not so difficult. What we are saying, these 2 points are 2 and 3 when they are meeting x-axis. And this is the vertex. Vertex also we have created. Vertex, what is vertex? Vertex of this graph One is 3 minus 4 and 2.5 minus, this is 3 and minus 4. This vertex, sorry. This is 3 and minus 4. This is the vertex. And this one 2.5 and minus 0.25. This is the vertex. And y-intercept is 5 and 6. Y-intercept is 5 and 6. Right. So we can draw this cross very easily. At the same time, we can find out when they cross each other. That is just equaling both the numerator and denominator. At this point, they will cross each other. Right. Now, beyond this point, to the left of this, this numerator will be greater than denominator. To the right of this, you can in fact substitute. You can in fact substitute some number like minus 10, x equal to minus 10, and see whether which one is greater. Right. We are using this method so that we can solve similar type of problems easily. Otherwise, if you want to solve only this kind of specific function, then we can directly substitute some numbers and directly solve it also. Right. Now, then we have decided when the graph, when which graph is higher at what point. Beyond minus 1, the numerator is highest, that is the green one. Beyond minus 1, to the left of minus 1, the green one is higher than the red one. To the right of minus 1, okay, red one is higher than the green one. Then we have broken, factorized both the numerator and denominator, and using sign notation, we have clearly said that when is this overall fraction positive or negative. Right, guys? When is the fraction overall positive or negative? And then given the conditions, we have decided which ones are satisfying. Right, guys? Hope you like this. It's a nice problem. Thank you.